We're gonna start over again. First of all, I'm coming to you from my basement, and it took me 20 minutes to find a place where my face didn't look washed out because we have so many windows around here. So if there's anything embarrassing behind me, you know, if my kids left something hanging or whatever, I didn't even check it out. Like, I just wanted to get some good lighting. So just ignore anything and everything that you see that doesn't look like it belongs in a book video. So we're here to talk about Bayside Fantasies. And I don't know if you guys heard about, I don't know if at the beginning of this video, if it cut off or not when I was telling you about the Love and Bloom series. So I'm gonna take 2 seconds and I'm gonna tell you about that. All of my books, every single one of them, can be read as a standalone novel. You don't have to read the books that come before, you don't have to read the books that come after. You can literally jump in anytime. You get a complete novel, you don't have cliffhangers, you're not gonna feel lost. Some of them have a larger cast of characters than others, and the good news is, well, there's a couple pieces of good news here. So first of all, I'm going to start putting in character maps, character world maps in the front of each of my books moving forward. So you will find them when you pick up the Wickeds, you'll find them when you pick up the Steals at Silver Island, which is coming later this year. Both of those are new series. You'll start to find them in the Whiskey novels, in the Braden novels, so all of that is coming. But you can also download them now so that you have them. You can download them from my website. If you go to melissafoster.com, obviously, and if you click on freebies, you will see a drop-down menu and then click on Reader Goodies. When you click on Reader Goodies, you will then get family trees, reading checklists, and I offer the checklist by series, by family, and then also by publication date. And the reason that I do that is that the way that I write, I have, I think, 5 series going now. So I write 1 book in each series. I don't write like all the Bradens and all the Bayside, and you get the gist. So when I'm writing, some of your friends from one series will cross over to another series. And that's why I have the Love and Bloom umbrella over all of my romance series. So beneath that Love and Bloom umbrella, you have the Snow Sisters, the Bradens, Seaside Summers, Remingtons, Riders, Bayside Summers, the Wild Boys. You have all of those because we're creating a world. We're not just creating one series. And in that world, some of these people are friends, and some of them, do work together and consult with each other. So you'll see them in each other's books. So for that reason, I always recommend reading by publication date, because again, it's the date, it's the order in which I wrote the books. And if that's difficult for you and you like to read a whole series at once, whole family series at once, just jump into your favorite family series and read it start to finish and then jump over to the next one. But you have options. You can download all of those things, as I mentioned, on my website. So getting back to Bayside Fantasies. Okay, I want to just say this again for all of you who had missed it. This book is going to be $5.99 if it's not already on retailers. And the reason is it's twice as long as my normal books, which are full novels. They run between, 70 and 95,000 words. This one is a lot longer, as you can see. So it takes twice as long to write it. And then of course you have twice as much for editing costs and publication costs and all of that good stuff. Even shipping, obviously is much higher. So that is to answer your first questions, because I have gotten a few questions about that on private messages. But it's worth every penny. I'm telling you, I am hearing from readers that this is their favorite book yet. So pick it up, enjoy every page. Careful reading it in public, because you will blush, you will need a cold shower, your Kindle and your paperback will burn up. It is really that hot. But this couple is one of my favorites. Jet Masters has shown up in all of the Bayside books. And Tegan Fine, if you're an avid reader of the series, you may remember her from Surrender My Love, which is the part of the Bradens at Peaceful Harbor series. She was Lisa's best friend in the heroine in Surrender My Love. And if you haven't read that series, don't worry, you're not missing a thing. You will get Tegan's complete story in here. And for those of you who have read and loved My Wild Boys, you know that Cece is Tegan's sister. So in this book, you're going to get updates and you're going to get to see Cece and Cooper and their children. And oh my gosh, I love them so much. I can't wait for you guys to get in here and gobble this up. And I also, in case it didn't work when I was first doing the video, for those of you who don't realize it, I do offer a series guide for the first 36 books. I have not yet updated it for the next 50 books, just because it takes a lot of time and effort, and I've been writing my little heart out. Plus our world is in chaos right now, right? So we all need a good escape. So I'm trying to get as many books done as I can for you before the summer. Okay, so the series guide, that's what I was talking about. All right, so the series guide offers the first 36 books, and it is not the actual novel. It shows you the cover, the summary. It has pictures of the characters. It tells you who they are, what they look like, who their siblings are, what they do for a job. There are places for you to take notes for engagements, weddings, birth, pets, favorite jewelry, any mannerisms, where they live, lots of different things. So if you are starting at the beginning of the series with Sisters in Love, the very first book in the Love and Bloom series, you might want to pick that up. If you're jumping in the middle, you might want to pick it up in case you go back to read from the beginning and, you know, read all the way through. Okay, now let me stop rambling and start focusing on Jet and Tegan. They are so funny. Jet and I'm gonna repeat a few things because my video had cut out and I'm not sure if everybody heard it or not. So if you were here in the beginning and you heard it, then I apologize. But for all of our new people coming in, I want you to know what's going on. So Jet Masters is the epitome of a bachelor. He has built an empire. He is organized. He is methodical. There are reasons for his madness, you know, and it made him who he is today. And he is not at all looking for love. Tegan Fine is completely disorganized. She's never had a plan a day in her life. She works several jobs. She comes to town to take over her great uncle who has passed away, her late great uncle, his amphitheater business, and then decides to expand it. And she is, without a doubt, one of my favorite heroines. Now, this man does not go down hard. She does not really go down hard, but she feels it. I mean, you know, it's very hard to be with a guy who you're just falling for and try and fight those new burgeoning emotions. But these two decide in their wonderful way. There's a message on my phone. Let me just move that. Excuse me for blurring your view. So they decide to be friends with benefits. And we all know that is either going to crash and burn, or maybe it's going to crash and burn and then light itself on fire and not be able to be ignored, all those great, yummy, delicious emotions that come up from it. I'm not going to tell you, but obviously it's a romance, so they get their happily ever after. But they have a wild ride. Jet has lots of issues. He has not only personal issues, but he also has issues with his family, deep-seated issues that need to be resolved. And if you read Bayside Heat, nope, wrong book. If you read Bayside Passions, that is Jet's brother, Dean's book, and you might have gotten a glimpse into, or you would have gotten a glimpse into their family issues and where Jet stands with it all. So, but again, you don't have to read that in order to jump into Bayside Fantasies. I'm so excited for you guys to get this book. Like, there's so many good scenes that I want to talk about, and I'm so afraid of giving spoilers right now. If you eat s'mores, you will never look at them again after you read this book. There is a delicious s'mores scene. If you're a sticky note girl like me, you will have great appreciation for Tegan. She is a sticky note girl. Okay, so I am doing a giveaway right now, and it's on my fan page, and I'm actually doing a couple of giveaways. So the giveaway on my fan page is for an Amazon gift card, and you can find the post, like it, share it, do whatever the post says that you need to do in order to enter. And it's also, you're entering also to win one of my fantastic reusable bags. I absolutely love them. They actually fold up to be about this big, and they have a little snap on the side that keeps them in place. So you can see it snapped. So anyway, you can put them in your purse. You can bring them anywhere. Then you don't get to the grocery store and go, oh my goodness, I forgot my bags, because you always have them. They fit really nicely to tuck them into the door in your car. These are also available, of course, in my Love and Bloom store, which you can find by going to my website. Go to I think it's under Reader Goodies, actually. So go to Freebies, Reader Goodies, click on Shop. You can find this and t-shirts and mouse pads and phone things and Kindle holders and all sorts of great stuff. Anyway, if you'd like to enter for the Amazon gift card and for the bag, just find the post, share it. And you guys, in times like this, and times always, of course, sharing people's books is always very helpful because everybody's going to be stuck at home, and there are lots of people who don't know about my book and other authors' books. So sharing posts and telling people about the freebies, I have 6 freebies going on, but telling your friends about them, you're going to be giving them something to do while they're home, and they can read and get lost in a great romance instead of thinking about all the craziness in the world today. Okay, in my fan club, which is right on Facebook, of course, Melissa Foster Fans. If you're not there, you should be. I'm giving away some of our trading cards. I have trading cards for this series. The lighting in here is so bad. Okay, so this is the beautiful cover, of course, on the front of it. And then on the back is the s'mores. And again, you'll understand that once you read it. But we have these for all of the Bayside books, which is really exciting. And you can collect them all. You can share, you can trade, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. Because I had to move down to my basement to do this video, I don't have a few of the other things that I wanted to show you, like the buttons for my new series and that type of thing. And as you guys know, if you're reading my books, then you know that when I come up with side characters, I fully invest in them. And you can always tell when I don't, because it'll be somebody who maybe I've used the name 3 times, and that's what I consider, somebody who is not going to get their own story, because my heroes, for the most part, there are 1 or 2 who have the same names, but almost always use a unique name that I'm not going to repeat. But as you know, if you read this series, if you read Bayside Summers, then you know about Justin and Chloe. And excuse my camera for wiggling, it's on a chair. So Justin and Chloe are getting their own story. And they are like one of the most sought after couples. Everybody sends me emails saying, when are they gonna get it? When are they gonna get it? And Justin and Chloe are coming. They're coming in June, and they are kicking off the first book in the Wicked's Dark Nights at Peaceful Harbor. That book is amazing. It is also another big one. All my books are big ones lately, and I don't know. I guess these characters just have a lot to say, and their stories are bigger, but I love them. All my editors have just fallen so hard. They've said that they are just my best books yet, so I'm excited. And so Justin and Chloe are getting their happily ever after. Yay, finally. It's coming in June. I don't know the date off the top of my head, but probably like right in the middle of June. And then we have another spinoff coming from Bayside Summers. So if you have read Bayside Summers, then you know Daphne Zablonsky, and she is another one who I keep getting loaded with emails. She is a single mom. She's divorced. She's young. And she's like one of the sweetest people that, like if you meet people in real life, because to me she's real, she's one of the sweetest people that you could ever meet, and her daughter is just adorable. She scowls all the time. She picks maybe one person every few years to just cling to, and so Daphne is finally going to get her happily ever after, and so is Jock Steele, who I think you met Jock in Bayside Romance, which was Gavin and Harper's book. If you've read the series, if you haven't, don't worry. First of all, it's plenty of time. Go back and read the Bayside series. Second of all, if you don't have time to read all of those and you just want to wait and pick up the next book, just do that. I mean, books have no expiration date, so if you fall in love with one, you can always read the others. So Daphne and Jock are getting, Sharon is posting, okay, you guys, in the comments, Sharon Martin and Lisa Philippe, who we have to call Felipe, by the way. You have to call her that just to annoy her. So Sharon and Lisa post comments, and they give us the dates and the things that I reference when I have no idea. So Sharon has just posted A Little Bit Wicked, which is Justin and Chloe's book, is publishing June 17th. And she has also posted the link to the fan page for anybody who wants to join me there. And I talk there like all the time. I'm a talkaholic, so I go in and I comment and I post and I do what I can. Right now it's a little crazy because I'm knee deep in a deadline and trying to finish the book that I'm writing, which is actually Jock and Daphne's book, and I absolutely love it. They are kicking off the first book in the Steals at Silver Island. And some people say, well, geez, why don't you just continue it as this series? I would continue it as this series, but you know, when I met Jock's family, I fell hard, like for every single one of them, and I needed to be able to give them their books too. And that wouldn't really fit as a Bayside Summers story, so I have to go with the Steals. And if you have been following my book since the very beginning, then you probably have read the Remingtons and you know who the Steals are. So, and if you've read the Bradens, you know who they are. I'm sorry. So the original Steals, Reggie, who was in Friendship on Fire, yes, he is getting a book. And yes, he is probably going to be getting Mia. Yay! I have people who have been waiting years for their story. And guess what? You do have to wait a little bit longer because those original Steals are the cousins to these Steals. And I meant to bring down, I'm so disorganized when I'm not at my office. I meant to bring down a bag to show you all the covers, but if you go to my website and you look up the Steals at Silver Island, just go to the upcoming releases page on the drop-down menu under books, and you'll be able to see the cover for Jock and Daphne's book, which is called Tempted by Love, and that's releasing in September. So Jock's family are going to get their stories before our original Steals get theirs. There is rhyme and reason to this, and it's not just because I'm writing Jock's story now. But the Steals' mom, the original Steals, Reggie, Brent, all of those people, Fiona, their mom is going to be playing a part in this series a little bit later on in the series. And so once we get her all settled, then you'll be able to see all the cousins. So for now, you're going to meet this new series, the new cousin series. So there is method to my madness. And I know a lot of times I get notes from readers and they're like, so when am I going to get Aiden's book from, what was the first book that he was in? I think the first book was The Real Thing. And he is Remy's, I'm not going to go into a whole thing now, but he's Remy's brother. And, you know, I have a lot of characters like that. Brandon from Harborside. Oh, I have to tell you this. If you love the Harborside Knights characters and you're waiting for Brandon's story, he does show up in A Little Bit Wicked, Justin and Chloe's story. So make sure you get that one. It's in June. So you'll be able to see him and catch up with him. His book isn't out yet, his book isn't written yet, but it will get there. So I know that you wait sometimes years to get to the characters that you're clinging to. Just know that I am too. So there's never a character who I create and fall in love with and want you guys to fall in love with that isn't going to get their books. They will all get them, but there's only so many hours in a day. And when I'm writing books that are this big, it cuts down how many actual stories I can get out during the year. I am hearing from early readers that they love that this book is so much longer. So I think that's a really good thing. And I don't write with a length deadline in my head. I write for a story. So while some books will be larger, some books will be smaller. And that's just the way that it is. And I will always write for story and for content, not for length of book. So I think that's important for you to know, because some people may wonder why some books are shorter than others, or they cover a different time period than others, 3 weeks or 2 months or 3 months or whatever it might be. It's because I write for the story, I write for the characters, and they tell me what they want. And I know that sounds a little wacky, but it's true. Okay, there is something else that I want to talk to you guys about. So first, pick up Bayside Summers, don't forget. And if you missed my last Braden release, Making You Mine is out, and it is such a good book. This book, oh my God, I want a Knox Bentley for myself. So if you haven't read Making You Mine, you should pick it up and take a look, take a read. And it's really the perfect standalone, because while they're friends with the Bradens, their families are their own. They're not part of the Braden family, but they're part of the Braden world. So if you haven't read it yet and you like hilariously sexy books, actually Actually, all three that I'm showing you are hilariously sexy, because I can't write a romance without writing something funny in it, because that's real life. Like, you just have to laugh. And sometimes when you're having sex, you just have to laugh. Okay, so this is what I wanted to tell you guys. I have been getting lots and lots and lots of when is Piper Dalton's book gonna come out? So you probably met the Daltons. If you have read all my books, then you've met the Daltons in Wild Boys After Dark Logan and Bad Boys After Dark Mick, and then of course the Sugar Lake series and the Harmony Point series. And everybody is waiting for Piper Dalton's book. Piper Dalton has been one of my favorite characters since the very first time she showed up on the page. She's about this big. She is a contractor, so she is just badass. She has no filter. She is hilarious, and she is also just like this really just fiercely protective sister who loves like no other. And her book is coming. Her book is called She Loves Me, and it is releasing next month in April. Don't miss it. And so again, if you love the Sugar Lake series, if you're waiting for Piper Dalton's book, she is with Harley Dutch. So, and I know lots of readers had sent me notes saying, is she with Harley? I want her to be with Harley. She is with Harley, and I hope that you love their story as much as I do. It's freaking hilarious. I want Harley's dog. In fact, I would like to have a Harley, a Knox, and a Jet all wrapped up in one just for me. Okay, you guys, this girl has to write. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm so glad that you all could join me today, and I'm sorry about the video quality at the beginning, and I'm sorry to come to you from my messy basement. But I'm so glad that we finally found a place and a time that we could talk, and I will go through all of these comments. I always do after the video because they go so fast when I'm doing the video. So just one more time as a recap, to see all of the books that I have up for pre-order right now, and my new series coming out this year, 2 of them, go to my website and you will see a link on mobile that says new and upcoming releases. If you're on desktop, the newest releases will show up at the top, and then under that is a little button that says see upcoming releases. So you can just click that, bookmark that page. All of my books, except for the Harmony Point series, which is published by Montlake, all of my other books are available on every single retailer. The Harmony Point and the Sugar Lake series are not, and that is because they're published, like I said, by Montlake Romance, which is an imprint of Amazon, and they handle the distribution. So you can get the paperback and you can get the audiobook anywhere once it releases, of course, in April, and it's up for pre-order now. But you can only get the digital copy on Amazon, and if you don't read on a Kindle, then you can download the Kindle free reading app. There's links all over on my page, so you'll be able to find it. You just go to my website, go to the page on Facebook, come into my fan club, ask a question. We have lots of the greatest readers, the greatest friends, nice people who are willing to answer any of your questions and love to talk about books. So I hope you'll join us there. And again, if you want to enter the giveaway, just find the giveaway post and do what you're supposed to do for Bayside Fantasies. And I hope that you absolutely love them, and I would love to hear from you. So I answer every email that I get. It doesn't go to an assistant. Sharon and Lisa are busy enough. They don't need to be dealing with my 200 emails a day. So if you send me a note, or if you send me a note on Facebook, private messages are difficult because it kind of, becomes a black hole that I never ever get out of, and it's hard to get off of Facebook. But if you post on my page and you tell me how much you love the book, I'll always respond back. I always do. Sometimes it takes me a day or two, but I always do. If you come into the fan club, we have sneak peeks, we have giveaways, we have great chats. So, join us there, and I hope you love Bayside Fantasies. Thank you so much for joining me. Mwah, smooches. I hope you continue to love my books, and I hope everybody stays healthy and safe during this very, very odd and crazy time in our world. But thank goodness that we have the connections to be able to reach out and warn people and keep our elderly and immunocompromised residents, people, friends safe, because that's the most important thing. So read up, grab my freebies on my page, and we'll talk to you soon. Smooches.